For over 20 years, the world has debated one single question. Who is the greater player, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi? But I think we've been asking the wrong question. The real question should be, why did these two souls become the greatest players on earth in completely different ways? Because I don't believe they came here to demonstrate the same path to greatness. One demonstrates relentless discipline and refinement, while the other demonstrates extraordinary alignment and effortless expression. Both reached the same summit, but they didn't climb the same mountain. Now, most people explain these differences through talent or personality or mindset. I don't. I believe the answer lies much deeper, and that's the level of the soul. Now, if you've ever wondered why your path feels so different from everybody else's, then this isn't just a video about Ronaldo and Messi. It's understanding the different ways that greatness expresses itself through the soul. You don't have to be a sports enthusiast to be inspired by these men, and you don't have to fully understand the soul to recognize this. But everybody has experienced something that can't be explained by talent alone. We've all met somebody whose presence changes a room before they've even spoken a word. We've watched two people with similar gifts, yet somehow one leaves an entirely different impact. That's the mystery that fascinates me. Not the fame, and definitely not the stats, but the invisible blueprint that determines how greatness is expressed. And today, I'm going to share what I see when I look beyond the achievements and dive straight into the soul profiles these two men embody. Now, if you're new here, I'm Sarah and I'm a medical intuitive. I read and decode the body, the soul, and the subtle energy blueprints that shape the way we think, lead, love, struggle, and ultimately succeed. Now, most people explain success by looking at what somebody does. They see talent, discipline, opportunity. I look beneath that because long before success becomes visible, it's already present within the soul. And that's exactly what we're exploring today. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi have both reached the highest level of their sport. Yet, when I connect to their fields, I don't see the same architecture. I see two entirely different expressions of greatness. Today, I'm going to decode what I see in each of their soul blueprints, the gifts they embody, the lessons they came here to master, and how those different energies have shaped two extraordinary lives. All right, so let's start with Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, when I look at Ronaldo's soul structure, what stands out isn't just his talent, because, well, I'm not a sports enthusiast. I'm looking at an entirely different lens. What stands out to me is the massive, sheer directed life force his soul carries. Ronaldo's soul appeared to have arrived with an extraordinary soul gift, the capacity to direct immense amounts of life force towards a single objective without losing momentum. But soul gifts alone don't fulfill a soul's purpose. They have to be developed, directed, contained. To understand how he operates, you have to understand the specific relationship between the light and his vessel. Ronaldo's field is driven by a massive, high vitality fire. It's a serious combination of raw physical dominance and an intense, ambitious masculine energy that demands to conquer the physical space around him. He wants his presence to be felt by every single person in that stadium. However, he didn't just wake up with a natural open connection to these soul gifts. He had to consciously build his mental, physical, emotional, and energetic structure to hold them. Now, to manage that blazing internal light under the heavy crushing pressure of global audience, Ronaldo had to build incredibly strong internal boundaries. The next thing that immediately grabs my attention is his level of certainty. This is exceptionally rare. Now, when I connect to his field, there is almost no cracks of energy. Everything is moving towards one objective. And that's why he can make bold statements about himself that many people interpret as ego, but I don't read them that way. I read a soul that has spent decades refining his relationship with himself. There is an unwavering knowing within his system, that kind of inner congruence that is so naturally magnetic. It is more than confidence. It is this unshakable certainty in his own skin, believing he lacks nothing. His energy commands the room by completely locking in his own frequency, and people feel it long before they ever saw the trophies, the wealth, or the fame. Now, this is where I believe most people misunderstood Ronaldo. They see discipline. I see directed life force. They see relentless training. I see a soul that learned how to channel an extraordinary amount of energy into one clear direction. Here's where the soul mechanics become fascinating, because this is truly the structure that the soul operates from. The amount of light that you can express, and by light, I mean your gifts, your potential, your purpose, everything your soul came here to contribute. It's not actually determined by how gifted you are, rather by the strength of the vessel that can hold those gifts. So every habit, every repetition, every decision wasn't making him a better footballer, as most would think. It was creating something capable of sustaining greatness. Now, we often desire a greater life, and we ask, how can I get more abundance, more influence, more success? But very few people ask a more refined question. How do I build the vessel that can hold it? Your life can only expand to the extent that your vessel has the capacity to hold it. And that's the fundamentals of the soul. So to me, that's Ronaldo's greatest example. He wasn't built by chasing success. He was relentlessly expanding the vessel that could hold the success. There is no shortage of talent in this world. However, there is a shortage of people willing to build the vessel required to sustain it, because talent alone isn't enough. Every gift, every calling, every extraordinary potential requires a vessel capable of carrying it into the physical world. And that's how the soul brings its purpose into reality. That's how potential is manifested. And that's why I don't believe Ronaldo's greatest achievement is the number of goals he scored or his world records. I believe his greatest achievement is who he became in order to accomplish it. And then I connected with Lionel Messi, and suddenly everything I thought I was going to see completely changed. Because while Ronaldo's soul appeared to demonstrate what devotion can build, Messi's soul appeared to demonstrate something entirely different. They embody two completely different expressions, and that's exactly why comparing them has always missed the deeper story. All right, let's go into Lionel Messi. Now, his soul profile operates on a completely different plane. Messi is a high soul, which means he is a soul on a higher dimension of human consciousness. Now, when I connected with Messi's field, the very first thing that I noticed is not extraordinary talent. It is actually profound coherence. Now, very few souls in this world operate as a pure conduit of energy. One of Messi's greatest soul gifts appears to be an extraordinary lack of internal friction. There is almost no separation between what he perceives, what he knows, and what he does. Now, let me explain what I mean by friction, because this is something that I see over and over when I read souls. Now, most people don't move through life this clean, the way that Messi does. They have internal resistance. Now, part of them wants to move forward, and the other part is absolutely terrified. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of not being enough, fear of being seen, fear of disappointment, fear of rejection, controlling the outcome. So the soul is pushing in one direction, saying, hey, this is your opportunity, let's go, all while ready to transform those fears. While the human is pulling in another direction, that's friction, and it slows everything down. It slows your growth, it slows your opportunities, it slows the potential of what's already within you. Now, when I look at Messi, I don't see the same level of internal conflict, because his awareness and his actions, they move together. and that's incredibly rare. He entered this physical world with a massive soul mission, operating at a level of consciousness that is very advanced. He has layered capacity. He isn't tracking data, mechanics, or physical lines like Ronaldo does. He possesses this sweeping multidimensional sight that allows him to sense the geometry of the entire environment before it physically shifts. He accesses the quantum field without even realizing it. This is advanced consciousness. He reads the energy of the space at a velocity regular human eyes simply cannot catch. Now, when Messi steps out onto the pitch, he isn't forcing his physical outcome through human will. He drops into the state of absolute presence. Now, when I see his field, I experience this extraordinary sense of support, as though he is deeply aligned with something much greater than his individual will. This is the exact reason he can execute movements that seem to defy gravity and maintain historic scoring streaks. Now, Messi's soul is at a level that appears to have come here to demonstrate. His genius begins with pure perception. His awareness moves before his body does. He makes decisions before the opportunity even is visible to anybody else on the pitch. Now, to me, Messi represents a profound truth about human potential. Now, we often believe that extraordinary achievements come from doing more, sheer force and power. Now, Messi's soul is here to demonstrate something entirely different for all of us, that when consciousness becomes deeply coherent, actions become effortless. Maybe that's why this debate has fascinated the world for so long. Now, we've been measuring greatness by achievements, but the soul never does. Now, Ronaldo wasn't trying to become Messi, and Messi wasn't trying to become Ronaldo. That's one of the greatest lessons these two souls leave behind. They stopped measuring themselves against someone else's blueprint and devoted themselves to fully expressing their own. That's why one soul revealed greatness throughout relentless refinement, and the other revealed greatness through extraordinary alignment. Different paths, different gifts, different lessons. Yes, both fulfilling exactly what they came here to reveal. Now, the world remembers what you achieve, but the soul doesn't. The soul remembers what you complete. And maybe that is the question worth asking yourself. What part of your potential that is within your soul is still waiting for you to open? Now, tell me in the comments what this is for you. I would love to know, because that is the work. That is where true fulfillment lives. And if that hits you hard, right in the center of your being, then you are ready to begin that journey. Let me show you where to start so you can begin decoding the root causes of what actually is holding you back at the soul level. Now, first is my masterclass called Heal Within. Now, this is the foundation of the soul work and healing, and it's where you can begin decoding why you're not healing in any area of your life. And for those of you who are ready for deep, high impact soul work, the next cycle of Rise starts August 5th. Now, this is such a powerful container. This is my 6-week group mentorship with myself. Now, I am asked every day, either by email or DM, how people can work with me. And this is it in Rise. My one-to-ones are booked out for 8 months, so take advantage of this. It is filling up quickly. Now, in Rise, there is an opportunity to be in the hot seat where I can read your soul. We also clear deep energetic blocks that are in your way. I also give you the secrets on how to elevate your soul and how to manifest instantly. And this is not mainstream manifestation. Also, to identify your dominant soul lessons that are keeping you stuck and how to complete them so you're not repeating the same issues over and over in your life. Because once you learn your soul lessons, it is complete. Now, in Rise, we go to the quantum level to find the actual code that needs recalibrating so you can finally step into your fullest potential. So, if you're ready to clear the noise and to anchor in your own light, just like these two incredible legends have done throughout their life, the links are in the description below. So, we will never stop being inspired by extraordinary souls on this planet. But when we do the soul work, we begin to uncover our own gifts, complete our lessons with laser focused authenticity, and then we become extraordinary in our own right. Now, tell me below in the comments your thoughts about these two legends. And be sure to like and subscribe if you would like more videos like this. I'm sending you love and light, and I will see you on the next video.